Hey, what's going on everybody? Justin here, and today we're going to look at some of the Bricklink Designer Program Series 8 sets. Now, I've been gone for a while because I've been in Vegas and I've been in Tennessee just traveling and doing things, but I finally got to sort of take a look at these tons of designs, 384 designs. I haven't really looked at any of the sets. I just kind of went through and then opened new tab. So there's a ton of tabs open with all the different sets to go through. Now this list, or these few that I'm going to be going through, are by no means necessarily the best ones. They're the ones that, as I quickly scrolled through, I was super excited about or had a comment about. So we're going to go ahead and get that started. First up, we're going to start with the Mushroom Haven. And the reason I chose this one is simply because of who designed it. This person already has two that have been made. The first one has sold out. The second one, I think, also sold out. And so now we're on the third iteration of whatever story Jonas Kram is trying to tell. Now, these sets are great. They're cheaper. 1,496 pieces, so this will be a cheaper set as well. I mean, in the sense of around 115 probably dollars, considering prices are going up. But this still looks like an amazing set. I have the other two. I would 1,000% buy this one. This piece is cool. The color of it, dark green, I guess. Usually only in botanical sets. And yeah, I mean, they're cool little sets. I have no complaints with them. And I would absolutely buy this. Next up, we have the Scarlet Bastion. This one by Mocker Mommy. This one's great. The colors are what really draw me to this. If this was in gray, I probably wouldn't even mention it. And that's simply because we have a ton of gray castles. So I want something a little bit different if I'm going to be spending high price because of the, nearly 4,000 pieces. So overall, though, this is an amazing looking set. The color of it is top tier for me. Like, I absolutely love the look, and this would stand out on so many collections. I have the Lion Knight's Castle above me here, and it's gray. It kind of blends in. But if you had this red castle, it would absolutely stand out. So this is a great castle set for me, and I would absolutely buy it. The Dig Site by Octane Thermo. This one's great too. We have 2,800 pieces. So cool, so unique. It gives me the vibe of Apocalypseburg, and not in the sense of like the big Statue of Liberty, but you have a built face and hand, and it's just so cool architectural wise. And what's that called? Archaeology. Where they do these things. It seems like it's taking place in a much older time period with the covered wagon. But absolutely a great set. A lot of people might not know how to display this or where to display this. I don't care. I would absolutely find a way to display this, and I would display it. It's just absolutely amazing. Next up, we have the Hot Air Balloon by X Sandbox. Really cool. 876 pieces. Probably one of my favorite small builds of this series. Colors are fantastic. You get the little guy with the sandbags, and you even get a dog. You get two kind of bird builds. It's just great. The way that they did the shaping on this, absolutely fantastic. And I would 1,000% buy two of these. I think I would want more. Having a couple of these in like a city build where maybe you have some park area or something where they're setting off hot air balloons. Such a cool set. Really cool. Next up is the Coastal Village by Tang Taizong. I think he's submitted stuff before, but this one is really cool. And I can't remember if it was this one, but I love this Monkey Kid / Ninjago type theme going on. That's what it kind of reminds me of, at least real world stuff. I haven't been to a place that really looks like this. Thailand is maybe the closest where I've been personally, and I think this is so cool. But if you have an Ninjago City area, I think this slots in really well. Yeah, really cool build. Next up, the Lost Treasure Hunt. This is another one. When I saw it like this, I was like, yeah, I thought it was a junkyard. And this picture right there sells it for me. Absolutely sells it. I have not finished the show Lost, but all I could think about was the plane from Lost for whatever reason. Like, that's what's in my head. But this is super cool. Absolutely love it. You could pair this with maybe even the Lost City or Lost Temple set from a couple series ago that we now have in hand. Super great. The Castle on the Rocks, this is going to be one of the few, if it might be the only gray castle that I chose, and that's mainly because of how it's built up, kind of like the lighthouse is. Huge castle, what is it? Yeah, 4,000 pieces, so huge castle. Of course it opens up, but I would not display it like this. It is way too shallow in depth when you display it like that, and I don't particularly enjoy things to be that shallow, to look like a facade. But in terms of how it looks like this, that is a great castle. And pairing that with the Lion Knights, which the top of the Lion Knights doesn't really have this, or nor the red roofs, so it would look a little different, but maybe this could be an outpost. Yeah, really good. Next up, by some name, Doc Louise Jones, I'm guessing, the palace at the end of the alleyway. This looks so busy, and I was like, cool. The colors are good here. I love the sand kind of color with the white. It really pops compared to other things. We have Lion Knights again, which is interesting because this is another one that does not fit in with any other Lion Knights castles that I have, at least, but the colors are super good. This looks amazing when you swap it around this way. This is how I would display it. I think this looks good. I think this looks better. In terms of if I was looking at it from this angle, I would absolutely display it like this, but it all depends on what shelf I would put it on and how I'd want it, because closed up, I mean, it kind of just fits in everywhere. But that kind of gives me Diagon Alley feels, and maybe you have Gandalf walking around in there. I know it's just a wizard, but... Next up is Bicksterdam by the same guy. Yeah, Doc Louise Jones. Really cool set. This one has a boat sinking. We have this bridge that goes to nowhere, so maybe you buy two of them, reverse build, and have the bridge connect. You have this guy playing around, sinking, it seems like, in the water, or drowning. Got a little rubber ducky, or supposed to be a real duck. What I see as being the most interesting thing is the crooked shape of this red building. I think it's really cool. I don't know. I'm not a great builder. I can build any Lego set with instructions, but if you ask me to do my own thing, I couldn't. I don't even know how they're doing this. I'd imagine it's set down with some hinge. I don't even know if they're called hinge plates, but where it's going to set down and into here. But yeah, I think that's fantastic. And then when you look here, I think it's showing some showing some cracks in the foundation, which is why this building is leaning forward. So that's really cool. Awesome attention to detail. You can see the cracks here underneath the building as well. This one, absolutely amazing. Love it. We have the ancient villa. This is one of my favorite architecture styles, this older Spanish style. It reminds me of California and like Sonoma or things like that. Places in even Southern California or Mexico. Really cool. 1,700 pieces by Bro Designs. I would absolutely love to buy this. It has some great printed pieces. You can see them here. This is from the newer fountain that they came out with. Here's some more printed pieces, I think from the same fountain that came out this year. But either way, love this set. Would buy two of them because where I grew up in California, we had stuff like this that we would go on field trips to, and I think it's phenomenal. The Mad Scientist Laboratory. This one is super great. I missed out on the Hidden Side Haunted House one. So I think this one was super cool. And what else is... There's so much detail going on. You got spider webs, all this craziness. You have this Gaston type guy leading a, kind of not parade, but party to try to hunt down, I guess, the guy who's here. What else do we have going on in this castle? A lot of electricity. This is definitely giving me Frankenstein vibes. Opens up to be displayed really great, kind of like the haunted house ride does. But here we go. I'm guessing that's supposed to be like Frankenstein. Or no, this would be Frankenstein. This would be the monster. Really cool. Love this set. Ancient Ruins Park. This one was submitted before by Tang Taizong, which, dang it, where was that? Where did I see Tang Taizong? Was that, it was one of the previous ones. Super cool. Love this one still. Love this kind of adventure theme type place with these big old whatever they're supposed to be. Absolutely love this one still. Hope it gets picked. I hope all these get picked, but I know only 5 will. But this one's really cool. Would go well with, you know, the Lost Temple as well. The Dustmark Keep. I've seen this one talked about a little bit. This one's absolutely phenomenal with whatever faction this is supposed to be. Trying to read, maybe it's the Bounty Hunters Guild. Maybe that's who this is supposed to be. Opens up to be displayed really well, kind of like Lion Knight's Castle again. And I really like this one, even though it's gray, because it does have all this dark tan and light tan kind of colors around, and it just, phenomenal set. Look at that. That view is great going into the main gate. That is awesome. All the different levels, the water fountains. I'd probably display it closed with the door open, simply because that view right there is peak storytelling. It doesn't have a lot of people in it right now. You can see this guy up here, but the depth and, I don't know, Game of Thrones types vibe of some of the places they went there, where there's just, I don't know, love this one too. The Galactic Sky Pirates, really cool one. Super interesting. Gives me Lego Dreams vibes with the, what is that, the Raven. So I don't think this one will get picked because of that. But if this did get picked, I'd certainly buy one. Has the ability to stand on its own, which makes it even better than a lot of other ships that have come out, because they just kind of lay flat, whereas this one has the ability to stand. Really awesome set, really innovative by PK _. Cool set. The Pirate Haven, anything pirate, absolutely love, and I would put this next to the Tortuga one that's coming out for crowdfunding here in the next month. So much detail, so much storytelling. This is another one that is kind of shallow. It looks like there's not a lot of depth to the buildings, but there's a lot of depth to the build. Does this close up next to the yellow? Yeah, so this does close up and make it into a more solid build. Okay, so now I like this one better. I already absolutely loved it and would buy 2 of these, but it does hinge close. So much storytelling going on in all of this. It's not just empty like people like to complain about with the Lost Temple. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who could say that's not a great set. Gotta be crazy. The Red Rose Castle, I can't remember if this one was submitted last time. I think it was, but still a great build. Gives, you know, it's haunted. It's going to be a huge, yep, 4,000 pieces by Pierre something. Really cool. Love it. Absolutely would buy it. Absolutely this set would sell out. So if Lego chooses this one, it's a sellout. So easy money. Robotic Engineers Shou by Piso Brick. This one's so different, and it gives me, again, Monkey Kid, Ninjago type vibes. Monkey Kid more so because of all the bright colors and how the buildings are. Ninjago because of Welcome to Apocalypseburg and the rundown look of this, and using different things to make buildings and spellings. I also love the movie Robots. I think that's what it's called. And that kind of just, I don't know, this just seems childish in a good way, and so different than what we always get when it comes to buildings. And I think that this should be a winner because of that. This is not something Lego will ever give us, and it's not something that we normally see. And if we're going to go to a different direction than castles and trains, which Lego absolutely did last time, then this is another way you could go. It's not your standard. You can't just put it on a Mills plate and there it is. It's just something so unique and different, and love it. The Rice Fields by Arachno. This one I like. It's very small. It looks like 1,500 pieces, not overly large, but all of these different levels. I'm not going to say put it next to the Shire because it does not fit in, but it gives the Shire type vibes with these different levels of the earth and this storytelling. But yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be some rice fields, so it's supposed to be more in an Asian culture, and especially by the architecture. So great set. Cool little mid-tier set of size. Again, absolutely buying if it was picked. The Classic Castle by Water Leaper. Yep, 4,000 pieces. Massive set. There's so much going on. Looks far less impressive from this side. And that's mainly because of the builds here. I don't know if that looks strange on the right-hand side, but if I would be displaying it from this direction anyways. And from this direction, this is a great set. I can't tell if this is supposed to be on water because there are some seeming, maybe supposed to be tires and like a windmill over here. Or not a windmill, I don't know, a water mill. Maybe that's what it's called. It's super modular, which I don't love. Like that's just not for me per se. But again, from this angle, as it displays just like this, I would absolutely buy it. Next up, the Medieval Cathedral by Arcelis. This one might have also been picked or submitted before. This is a fantastic, look at that. That I wish they showed a closer picture, but they don't. Can we zoom in? Yeah. I mean, that's just great. Got some birds up here. The guy painting. I mean, this is just such cool storytelling. And anybody who's in Europe or anybody who's been to Europe, you've probably seen things like that. Look at that stained glass over here too. This is giving me just great feels of just storytelling from a architectural standpoint, not from the minifigs, not from more or less this part, but I mean, it's just great storytelling of old architecture of like times past, which they don't really do stuff like this anymore, which is sad. Next up, we have the Jungle Adventure by Brick Hammer. Another awesome adventure type set. Planes, hot air balloons, heck, we can get it all in this set. So Lego, come on. Like, look at all these people. Look at the colors. This one is amazing. Little tent, they're camping out before they go in here and probably search for some treasure. Who knows what they're going to find or what they're going to set off. Maybe they got a mummy in here that's going to come to life. And this is so cool. If you like Indiana Jones or The Mummy or so many other movies that have been centered around adventure and traveling into these old temples, this is phenomenal. It's good job, Brick Hammer. The Song of the Dragon Dynasty by the Admiralty Brick. This is another one that's a castle, but different. And I really like the different colors: white, light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, stained glass windows, water, people that aren't lion knights. Really cool. Probably closes up just like that because this, you can tell, is more the open displayed, and it probably hinges right here in the middle. So the closed display is great. I don't know what this is doing, but it's awesome. Going under the castle, all these secret hideaways. Man, there's some great designs, and it's insane because I have zero ability to do any of this myself. Look at that throne. That's cool. Good storytelling. All of the little areas are full. They have actual stairs representing the ability to go up, even though they wouldn't necessarily be functional. Super cool. Love this. Next up, we have the Lake Pavilion. This one's great because if you're thinking like I am, this sort of goes in well with the botanical gardens, like as some sort of detachment or area that would be, off to the side where they have this little, area where people can go out and enjoy a little row, some fish, some ducks. Really cool. That's the reason I picked this. I added this one in. Not because it's the most stellar creative design in the world out of the box, but because it would look great next to the botanical gardens. And I would absolutely buy this to do that, exactly that. So if it gets picked, absolutely buying, incorporating into my city. Next up, the Coastal Escape by Brick Jonas. I really want little beach houses, and I want some more to put on the beach, and we don't get that. And this is a simple design, 915 pieces. And I think it would look great on anybody's, beach. The chair builds are great. So yeah, I mean, I think this one's really good. Guy's taking a shower, covering himself up with a towel. I'm guessing he's wearing swim shorts under there. But yeah, really cool build, little barbecue going on. So really good job on something very simple, but creative. Next up, we have the Railway Museum, and L Lucky, it could be a capital I Lucky, has had two selections in the past. I can't remember, the general store, I think it was, and the train station from last series, I think. So this is more Western theme, and I think it looks great. I think I would absolutely buy two of these too, like I do with all Westerns pretty much, because I love it. And this one would fit into a bunch of cities, especially if you're building an old Western city. I think that this one looks really cool. So yeah, good job. And it has a museum at the bottom, so you have whatever this is supposed to be. It goes on the front of a train. I don't know what they're called. This could be a wood-burning stove for all I know. Piano, some other stuff going on here. Really cool, good storytelling, and fits in with the rest of his build. So, you know, watch out, this could be picked. And then here's the other one by iLucky, the Lone Brick Detective Agency. I might like this one more than the museum. I don't know, they're so evenly just matched for what they're doing. They're Western buildings, but I love this balcony, and you can create the scene, maybe a shootout in front, who knows. Really good, really cool. What do we got going on inside? You got a safe build. You got this little coat rack, which is really cool. A couple beds. I don't know. iLucky, I hope you get one of these picked, and I will buy two of them. The Medieval Tournament, not by Sleepless Night, but by Hello Zol. This could look just like the Siege Encampment, which is why I picked it. I bought the Siege Encampment. I'm going to build one of them. And this would just go into those castle areas. And I think it's so cool to get anything jousting. Absolutely buy. I don't know if it gets picked because of the new castle that's coming out, the 3-in-1, but this is really cool. If it gets picked, I'll buy one. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. There's two tents for two different people. Those two teams or factions are jousting. We have the Wolfpack versus the Lion Knights, some archery practice. Really, that's what this build is, but I really like it. The Gothic Layer by Brick Dude 8. Awesome, awesome set. It's not just some gray castle, but it's a Gothic building built on a rock. This gives me Game of the Thrones vibes. I can't think it's a castle rock where they're built on rocks and have bridges like this, that crossover. Really cool, great, new faction. Well, new to me. I'm not, well versed on Lego factions. There's quite a few, but really cool. Absolutely great design. The spires, fantastic. The Lifeguard Tower, this was absolutely submitted last time, I want to say. Maybe it's a little changed. I didn't do too much research into comparing them, because this one's still cool. Again, if I can get some beach buildings, especially a Lifeguard Tower, absolutely want it. So please, Lego, pick this one if you want. I'd buy it. The Californian Villa by Arachno. I think we said his name earlier too. He might have been, I don't know, where's that one at? Was it this guy? No, that was Bro Designs. Okay. So the California Villa looks really good. Gives old mission vibes. You got the California flag represented there at the top. If you've ever been to an old Californian mission, or certain places in California, especially down south where they have, depending on where you're at, not San Diego type stuff, but really cool vibe. Absolutely love this one. Absolutely would buy it. It's super modular, it seems like. This is the top, this connects to the front, connects. So the way they connect all these things is interesting. Instead of just building it all together, you can separate them. But Arachno, if you get picked, count me in for two. And lastly, we have Coconut Cape by Bastilic Bricks. This is another castle type build, or maybe not castle, kind of like a fortress type build, like the El Dorado Fortress, with the, some cannons, but you got a building on it in front. And why I like this is the color of this building. If this was gray, I probably would not have picked it, but the color of this building pops in the background of all the gray. These palm trees look fantastic. Great little builds, old school Revolutionary War type looking people, or wherever might still use hats like that, or way back when Napoleon type days, depending where this is supposed to represent. This looks so cool. This angle is probably my favorite. I don't know. This is such a good build. I'd put it with the El Dorado Fortress. And yeah, overall, great build. So that wraps it up. That's about 30 builds. There are 384. And I just talked about 30. There are so many more great builds. Now, if you disagree or agree or have any comments and you've somehow made it to the end of this video, I appreciate that. But if you have any comments, put them down below. I will respond because I love talking about all these things. And there's so many good sets like this one and just so many. It's just hard to pick a few. So yeah, if you have any comments or you have any favorites or disagree that one might not be good or should not get picked, let me know. I absolutely love talking with y'all. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a great week. Thank you.